Resolution proclaiming June 2026 as Immigrant Heritage Month, whereas June is nationally recognized as Immigrant Heritage Month, honoring the contributions, cultures, and resilience of immigrant communities throughout the United States. And whereas immigrants have long contributed to the economic, cultural, educational, agriculture, and civic life of San Luis Obispo County through their work, leadership, entrepreneurship, traditions, languages, and lived experiences. And whereas the fabric of SLO County, understanding the diversity and contributions of our immigrant community, a report funded by the Diversity Coalition, the San Luis Obispo County Board of Supervisors, and additional community partners and funders, highlights the rich diversity of county's immigrant population, with residents tracing roots to Latin America, Asia, Middle East, Europe, Africa, Oceania, and other regions of the world. And whereas the report demonstrates that immigrant residents are deeply rooted members of the community, and many have lived in the United States for decades and contributing to communities across San Luis Obispo County. And whereas immigrant communities contribute to county's cultural and linguistic richness, with many households speaking languages including Spanish, Mixteco, Tagalog, Mandarin, Arabic, and numerous other languages reflective of the county's global diversity. And whereas immigrant workers, including farm workers, indigenous Mexican families, continue to play an essential role in sustaining San Luis Obispo County's agriculture economy and broader regional prosperity, while contributing significantly across industries including hospitality, construction, food service, education, and healthcare. And whereas community organizations, educators, advocates, workers, faith leaders, and residents across San Luis Obispo County continue to foster inclusion, connection, and opportunity for immigrant communities through education, cultural celebration, advocacy, and community support. Now, therefore, be it resolved and ordered that the Board of Supervisors of the County of San Luis Obispo, State of California, does hereby proclaim June 2026 as Immigrant Heritage Month, and encourages all residents to recognize and celebrate the many contributions, histories, cultures, languages, and experiences of immigrant communities through San Luis Obispo County.
Good morning, Chair Paulding, Supervisors. Thank you so much for this proclamation. My name is Rita Casaverde. I'm the Executive Director for Diversity Coalition, San Luis Obispo County. On behalf of the Diversity Coalition, thank you for recognizing June as Immigrant Heritage Month. Immigrants have long been part of the fabric of San Luis Obispo County. They contribute to our economy, our schools, our healthcare system, our agricultural industry, or small businesses, and the civic life of our communities. Last year, as Supervisor Ortiz-Leck mentioned while reading the proclamation, the Board of Supervisors, the Community Foundation of San Luis Obispo County, Mass Charities, First Five, and Diversity Coalition help fund the fabric of SLO County, understanding the diversity and contributions of our immigrant community. A report that for the first time ever brought together data from numerous sources to better understand the immigrant experience in our county. The report found that nearly 27,000 immigrants called San Luis Obispo County home, representing about 10% of our population. It also found that most immigrants have lived in the United States for more than 15 years, demonstrating that immigrant families are not temporary members of our community. They are part of its foundation. The data highlighted the essential role immigrants play in our local economy and communities. That is why recognitions like this matter. We also look forward to seeing these values reflected through actions that protect the rights, dignity, safety, and opportunities of our immigrant community, like the ones that you have taken today. I want to highlight that this recognition is especially meaningful to Diversity Coalition as we celebrate our 15th year anniversary this year. For 15 years, we have worked alongside community partners to build a more welcoming and inclusive San Luis Obispo County. We are proud to continue that work today and grateful to be part of a community of organizations and individuals committed to ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to belong. That's why I love to recognize the organizations and community leaders who are here today and the many others who could not be with us. The Link Family Resource Center and Promotores, MECOP, Latino Outreach Council, Lumina Alliance, the Food Bank, One Community Fund under the Community Foundation, 805 on DocuFund, Mujeres de Acción, First Five, Rotaries, Slow for Home, Colectivo Mariposa, Caps Lock, Catholic Charities, Immigrant Legal Defense Center, Drivers Listos, SLO Legal Foundation, etc. This list shows an important reality that across San Luis Obispo County, nonprofits, faith communities, educators, advocates, service providers, legal organizations, and volunteers have shown up again and again for immigrant families. They have opened their doors, shared resources, provided legal support, created spaces of belonging, and reminded people that they are not alone. To everyone who has chosen to stand alongside immigrant families, not because it is easy, but because it is right, thank you. As an immigrant myself, this recognition is deeply personal. I'm a mother raising two children in this county. I'm a homeowner, an employer, a volunteer, and an advocate. Like so many immigrants, I have invested my time, my work, and my heart into this community because this is home. My family is here, my children are growing up here, my work is here. This is the reality of so many immigrant neighbors. They might not be here at the podium sharing their story, but they all deserve dignity and celebration. Thank you for this recognition and honoring the many immigrant residents whose contributions, cultures, and experiences continue to strengthen our county every day. Thank you.
And thank you, Rita, for being here, and members of your board and members of the community. I do want to make sure that we have an opportunity for public comment. Are there any other members of the public that wish to speak on this item before our board makes some comments? Okay, seeing none come forward, I'll bring it back to the board. We have comments from the board. Supervisor Gibson.
Certainly. Thank you all who brought this before us. It's a reminder and a celebration all at one time. And I think especially now, as we've had some discussions earlier today about the situation that our immigrant community finds itself, it is absolutely necessary and appropriate and key to our sense of community, especially in a county like this, to bring this forward. The difficulty of the immigrant community in these troubled times is represented by the empty chair we have on this dais. And so I wish you the very best going forward and appreciate your visibility and your message that you bring forward to us.
Thank you.
Supervisor Ortiz-Lake.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I want to note that, you know, it is the history of the United States to detract on immigrants. It's been one of the things that we've done, whether they're Polish, Italian, even the Germans that were trying to do things in labor movement in Milwaukee and things like that have been under attack over the years. But, you know, here we are a rich community of immigrants, and those of us of the Latin heritage, I think we, you know, have come together, and today was a beautiful example of all of you showing up in support of this proclamation. The Portuguese at one time were the English whalers of Cambria, the Filipinos that came and landed here in Morro Bay, the Swiss Italian ranchers and dairy people, they all had a role to play in creating this community. And I think that we continue to look at how we can build our fabric even more so. One of the things I wanted to mention, though, is that I think the timing is really great because we're just about on 4th of July. And, you know, I'm just fascinated by the Ken Burns series on the American Revolution. And I think one of the things that series has done is to really illustrate how critical the immigrant role is in America's foundation, and particularly that we wouldn't have won the American Revolution against the British if it wasn't for the most downtrodden, the poorest, and the immigrants, including Native Americans, including enslaved and free Black men and women, had all helped to make this country, you know, a free country, an American Revolution. And so I think we take all of that heritage with us today as we look to each other and remember that we are truly Americans in all shapes and sizes and colors. And I just want to thank you.
Thank you.
Supervisor Moreno.
Thank you. Yes, as a board member of the Latino Outreach Council and on this Board of Supervisors, I'm pleased to support this, and thank you for sharing the rich heritage that all of us bring to something that makes San Luis Obispo so special. Appreciate you all.
Thank you.
And I'll add to that, just want to first extend my appreciation to the Diversity Coalition for all of your work. You truly are a coalition, and thank you, Rita, for recognizing all the wonderful organizations that are in this space in our community. Our diversity is our strength. And right now, we are at a moment in our community, in our country, where there is a lot of intolerance. And we have people in positions of leadership that are demonizing humans because of their status, whatever it is. And that's wrong. That is immoral. And it is incumbent upon all of us as a community, as a country, to stand up to that and to create a welcoming community where we foster an environment that is safe and inclusive for everybody. And so really proud that this board can recognize this particular proclamation today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.